Hey everybody!
Hello!
Welcome back to the OBT Show. I like to make Chris laugh.
Yeah, because my hello voice is like all the way shot up.
We haven't figured out really how to introduce this show. Every time we do a podcast, it's always a different hello. I'm like, hey everybody. Very professional. Hi everybody!
Consistency is not important.
No,
being
who cares?
Professional. You know,
Who cares?
Yeah.
Big news up front. We have finally posted, as of this recording, our first podcast. So we're 4 deep into this thing.
Yeah, and now we have a backlog.
A backlog that we gotta let loose.
So that way we can get our information and voices to the peoples.
Get them to the peoples. What's the website?
We don't remember. That's the wrong question to ask me. If you want to know more about the OBT show, you go to www.facebook.com/the
The OBT show. We're on Twitter, the OBT show. But as of this recording, nothing's been posted on it. Nothing, right?
Yeah, no. We're,
okay.
I wanted to wait until we
put something up.
Did a brain mashing of what things we should be saying.
Okay.
I mean, we could just say random ass shit and just be like.
I think if we have both access to it, maybe it's like Brendan, and then I say, "Why does my car smell funny?" Just random stuff, or Chris, can't wait to pod. I got so much to say.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Or just hey guys, we're recording live, and post a picture of us recording live.
Oh yeah, we got to do picture stuff.
Yeah, we have to do legit pictures.
So we're actually doing it so that people know that we're real.
Yeah. We want to look good for everybody that's listening.
For the longest time, I didn't care what a radio person looked like. But then after I saw pictures of them, I wanted to know what every single radio voice looked like.
They look terrifying for the most part.
They're weird people.
And not to be mean, I mean, I'm not a beautiful man. You are a beautiful man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not a beautiful man. And but most of the old joke of you got a great face for radio, there's a reason why people say that. Because radio folks, for the most part, aren't crazy attractive. And if they are, they usually jump ship to television within seconds.
They're the guys that hid in the AV club.
I was in AV club.
Well, hello, Brendan.
Were you in AV club?
No.
Oh, don't look down on it.
I was no. I have nothing against AV club. I was in newspaper because I love print.
Right.
I like seeing my name on a piece of paper and being like, oh, I did that.
Yeah. But so you wrote a lot. I did not write a lot at all for the newspaper at all.
You didn't. You weren't.
Why did I phrase it that way? I didn't write a lot at all.
I just breezed through high school essays. I went. I'm not doing it. Just not doing it.
I never was drawn to it. I like the technology. I did I anchored for the high school news.
Okay.
And they let me do sketches, which are online and they're hilarious. I think they
I
are
need
on.
to see this.
I know. I have to send it to you. I think I'm going to start posting them online. But this kid that I went, his name's Ben. Ben was always awesome. Ben was a cool dude, but Ben was definitely and I think he does work for one of the local news stations up in Albany.
Oh, cool.
Very cool dude. Very technically sound dude. And he went back and he asked if he could go through the archives of the Gilderland High School media department. So he's taking all these old VHS tapes. Yes. And I asked him, because he did one of my sketches, I'm like, next time you're there, could you find somewhere? He's like, yeah, totally. So he found 3 more that I did. And it's terrible and terrifying to watch. I have a bowl haircut back in high school.
Oh, this sounds like YouTube gold already. Keep going.
It's good. I might have to do it tonight after we're done podcasting. I'm gonna throw it up there, but and it's me, and you can see. Not that I'm a great stand-up at all right now, because I haven't done it in a while. But I'm much funnier, and I know how to phrase things better and tell stories better. One of them's about a construction project on our campus, and I'm like, look at this. This might be dangerous. I'm going to try to fit inside of it. Oh, this is dangerous. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm awesome.
I am the shit.
I am Jerry Seinfeld. I'm Seinfeld
Jim
shit.
Carrey, eat your heart out.
Yeah, I'm like, alrighty then. Damn straight. That was terrible.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
I enjoyed being funny, but I like being the funny guy on the newspaper.
Well, yeah.
Because it was devoid of humor and fun most of the time.
Did you find, because I found that also with some people in media club, when you're in high school and even college, did you do stuff in college for the Oracle?
Yeah, I was the sports editor for a little. No, not sports editor. Photo. I felt like the sports editor sometimes because I had to look at the page every single time that it was laid down and go, no, you're not doing that. That's not happening.
I didn't do that. What I did stand up a lot in college. I did stand up. First time I did stand up was for a male beauty pageant.
Ooh,
I know, right? I lost, but this is the best part because You don't think I could have won?
I mean, I'm still stuck at you. You did this for a male beauty pageant.
It was Mr. St. Rose.
Oh.
That was the name of it, Mr. St. Rose. And I remember these girls asked me to do it and do the pageant because they were low on guys. And I was like, well, who else is in it? And they're like, oh, some guys from the baseball team and basketball team. I'm like, this already sounds terrible.
You're set to win.
Because I weigh 190 pounds. In freshman year of college, I weighed 150. With this height, 6'2", 150.
I could eat.
Yes, you could eat. Yes,
as a meal.
Eat me. So I was terribly thin, and I'm backstage with these guys, and they had to have been doing steroids because, first of all, they were ginormous. And I think one of them was even talking about their cycling, like how to cycle. I realize that now as I'm older, like what that terminology meant, because I was like, what did they do?
For
bicycling?
Protein.
Protein, right. Their protein
supplements,
quote unquote, cycle. So I'm back there, and then they take their shirts off, and they're ripped. They're just ripped. And I'm like, I don't want to take my shirt off because this is really embarrassing.
You have the one awkward poofy nipple, and then the other one's kind of flat.
And I have a concave chest, so it's like already I'm not the ideal body shape.
Oh, you got the skinny gangly look.
Yeah, I was very skinny.
Were you as tall as you are now?
Yes.
Okay, so you must have been like, hey everybody, I'm Larry Bird.
I was Peter Parker before Spider-Man. That's the best way I can put it. Like, awesome. I looked like that. Like that's what I was. The glasses, the whole thing. And they are starting to oil themselves up. Like, and they're not doing it to each other. It wasn't like an orgy back there. They're doing it to themselves. And one of them goes, "Hey, bro, you want some oil?" And I go, oiling this body is not going to make it any better. This is just going to make it slick. That's a slick, gross body coming at you.
It's easier for you to get out of the escape route.
Yes, I can get out of it. So I ended up having to do something for a special talent because that was also part of the show. So there was you did an intro. There was a swimsuit. So I did go without a shirt on in a swimsuit. Not attractive.
Did you do Speedo, trunks, or
I wanted to do Speedo, but I avoided it. I thought it was too much too soon. Save it for next year.
Didn't want the people to know yet?
Not yet. Okay. They don't need to know. Let them know on their own.
Did you hear?
Did you hear? So I go out and as a special talent, I did stand-up. And it was basic stuff. I think one of my jokes was, and I still stand by it, was I love dating in college, but you don't have any money. The best you can do is bring your girl to the dining hall, but you try to do your best to make yourself look good. So, I mean, the only thing you can do is take your meal card out, swipe it. As she goes to get her card, go, no, baby, I got you. Swipe that twice. Swipe it twice for my girl.
You got to say it with that face and that, like, bassy.
Yeah, swipe it twice. And then you get laid. That's how it worked in college. Yeah. You could. That was your only move. Because if you were going to go out to dinner, it was like, do you want to split 10-piece chicken McNuggets, girl? Because that's all I got for my work study.
Hey, I was walking through the sub and I got you this coffee because I was thinking of you.
Daddy got his work study check. Look who made minimum wage.
I did stand up once.
Yeah?
Once. Actually, I did it twice. Mm-hmm. But the second time didn't really count because I was really, really, really tired. The first one counted, though. I did it in the sub.
Okay.
I did it for Naya Binji. Now, Brendan is laughing because now Naya Binji is not an event that is attended by a lot of males. It's mostly women, and mostly women of color.
Yes. There we go.
And it was me standing in front of a bunch of women. Now, jokes that I had prepared. I was talking about video games.
I think I remember seeing this.
I had a joke about Obama.
Yeah.
But it was a supporting Obama joke. It was making fun of the racists in Texas. Yeah, I had a teabagging segment.
Okay, so all solid stuff for women of color.
For women. Now my setup for this was not, hey, do you want to go do a stand-up in front of a bunch of people and, it's going to be mostly women. Yeah. It was, hey, there's this event coming up. You like to tell jokes, right? And I was like, well, yeah, I've always wanted to do stand-up at least
Everybody
once.
Likes laughing.
Yeah, it's fun. So I was like, yeah, I'll sign up for it. Now, granted, I signed up for this 2.5 months beforehand. So I started writing down jokes, and I was like, I got like a solid 5 minutes. Like, I can do stand-up. I got a phone call a week before the thing. Hey, you got to do 15 minutes. And I was like, I don't think most professionals started doing 15 minutes.
No.
They paid $5 at the bar so that way they could get their 5 minutes in the spotlight. And I got seen. So I was like, oh my God. So I went and I was just like writing down everything. And I was just like, oh, this is funny. Oh, this is funny. Oh, this is funny. And I practiced everything. And then I went up and did it. And you would be surprised that video game jokes make girls laugh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you remember do you have one in the chamber, so to speak, that you can bust out now?
Oh no, I like what I was explaining was I was like when your kids have video games in the future, they're not going to need controllers anymore. And a thing that's popular in video games now is teabagging. So you have a person, and so what I did was I kicked out a chair, and I had it, and I stood over it, got into my ready to crouch down position. I was like, and this is what your child is going to be doing when you walk in the door carrying a handful of groceries, just up and down, up and down. Hey, Mom, just playing video games with Bob. Don't worry about me. Oh, I'm just teabagging. And everyone like died, and I was like, I didn't expect it to happen, but you know, you get surprised at night, Benji.
That should be their slogan. Come get surprised.
Oh, God.
You can get real surprised.
It was a surprise when I turned the corner. I looked into the room and I went, none of my jokes are relevant. I was like, okay, I think I know something funny that has to do with bras?
Yeah.
I'm going to die. And of course, the person in front of me was like awesome. And I think it was like a dance group. And I was just like, I got to follow that.
Oh, yeah, I've been there because I went in college. There was the male beauty pageant, which I did stand up at, and then they had an actual. I know. I'm going to keep referring to it as the male beauty pageant until you stop laughing and take my dreams seriously.
I know that's what you wanted, but I thought you were just going to write it down in your journal later, and that was going to
act it out. when Chris leaves, I put on my pageant clothes, and I have a pageant by myself. Where I'm always the winner.
He's got dustings of glitter just shooting out into the hallway, and people are like, just leave him alone. It's his quiet time.
I have theme music. Luckily, I'm in a music building, so it's masked. Sexy time. But I did. Then they had a amateur stand-up contest, which was cool. I won every single time, all 4 years, which was cool. But it was kind of annoying at the. This sounds so like an asshole.
Wait,
comment.
Before you go on.
Yeah.
Why don't we have one here?
I don't know. That's a good question. See, that's what's weird about this place because. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, P.S. We're drinking Samuel Adams Alpine Spring. That's a seasonal brew.
It's really tasty.
The first taste wasn't that great to me.
Oh, I like it.
I like it. The second and third sips are good. I don't know why. I think now I'm used to it.
I feel like I'm gonna get to the end and I'm gonna get the Sam Adams teabagging at the bottom of the bottom of the beer.
Oh yeah, Sam Adams does have a little bit of a pungent kick at the end.
Yeah,
it's a little. Oof.
Okay, so tell me more about.
So sorry about that. So and we'll go back to why maybe there's no stand up here where we're at. So I went at all 4 years, which was cool. But then some people were like, "Oh, they just like you as a person. That's why you're not really that funny." And I was like, well, you know what? I don't care because it's not like we won any cash. It's not like we won anything prize-wise. It was just sort of like bragging rights. So I didn't really care. So I kept doing it. But the worst experience I had was this really lovely girl, Beth, was in charge of this music program. And she was a group of music students. It was like Music Entertainment Industry Student Association. And they have an open mic night. And she's like, hey, I think it'd be so cool if you did stand-up. So I was like...
you're the 4-time champion.
Yeah, I was cocky. I had an ego. I was like, hell yeah, I rocked the shit out of that thing. So I'm like, I'll do it. I realized that it was a bunch of emo music kids because I went to school early 2000s when everybody was like kind of that was like a depressing time in some ways because it was post 9/11. It was seriously post 9/11. Like everybody was miserable. War in Iraq. Nobody liked Bush. Like it was just a terrible like feeling when you were in college. So the majority of the songs were like, this one goes out to all the dead babies. It's called Dead Baby. And they were like, my life is a shithole. It was like all this stuff like that. And I'm in the back, like, and I'm thinking to myself, I made a terrible mistake. No one wants to laugh at any of this. And then a couple went out, and I'm like, okay, good, it's a couple. Like, maybe they'll sing about love. And the guy goes, we were together, but we're cool now. We wrote this song about the ripping heartache we both felt and she
and then Brendan's heart sinks.
And she goes, and the girl goes, yeah, it sucked, but we realized we're better at music than we ever would be together. This is called Death by Heartache. And I was like, oh God, what is happening? So then I get up there. And I'm like, how y'all doing? And they're like, I hear somebody go, fuck you. You know, I'm like, oh, God. And they're all in black. They're all dressed in black and miserable. Just miserable. So I start and I do some of my jokes. I get maybe 2.5, 3 minutes in. And I go, hey, you know what? I think I made a mistake. I don't think you want to see this, do you? And they're like, no. I'm like, fair enough. How about this? I'm just going to cut it off now. You've been nice enough to sit through the first couple minutes. I appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your music night. And I just got off stage. Because I knew that I was not going to win them over, because the way the room was set up, it was one stage piece, like a riser that goes up maybe about 4 or 5 feet, and it was about 6 feet wide with one mic stand. But the room, the first person that was closest to me was about 25 feet away. So I'm not playing to anybody in front of me. I'm playing to the shadows on the outskirts of the perimeter.
You can't even see if, like, the smiley faces.
All I saw was miserable people slouched over on couches in the lounge, and it was just like, but luckily I had a feeling that it was going to be terrible, so I didn't actually tell anyone I was doing it. I told like one friend, and he's like, that sucked. I'm like, I know it sucked. Let's never speak about this again. He goes, you were terrible. I'm like, I know I was terrible. I was so terrible because I was not enjoying the audience. And it happened to me in New York City too. I did at Maggie's Cafe. I did an open mic stand-up. Terrible experience, because when I left college, I'm like, I'm going to be a stand-up, and I still have that dream. I want to do comedy. I want to do stuff like that.
It's a fun dream to have. I have that dream too.
Yeah, it's a fun dream.
We could stand up next to each other. I just winked at Brendan.
You don't even need to say it. You can feel it over the audio.
I hope they can feel it. The mic is sensitive enough.
Or you're having a stroke. I'm not sure which one is happening.
Start shaking next to the table.
But I went and my friend Brad drove me down, and this other guy Steve Analetto, who I saw recently, and I thought he was really funny, and I saw him up in Albany once, and he was just like, oh yeah, I gave it up because like it's terrible. It's such a shitty job. And it's so true. It was a diner. We walk in the diner, and there's a guy sitting there. He's like, how many you got? I'm here for the comedy club. He goes, oh, that's around the back. So you walk through the back. You're almost going to the kitchen. You go through these curtains, and you're in like a dingy, badly lit comedy club. So you sit down, and they're like, write your name down on here. You get 5 minutes. You pay $10. I'm like, all right. So I paid the guy $10.
Not bad.
I'm waiting, and as I'm sitting there, everybody that goes up is just terrible. And there's this old Russian lady, and like, here's Marge. And like, oh, yay, Marge, go get it, go. It goes, what is everybody doing? And she goes, I walk to store, right? I'm at store. Clerk says, how are you? I go, how am I? I'm alive. And that's the punchline.
You're screwed if you have to follow that.
So I'm sitting there, and everyone's like kind of doing the polite clap, like, yay, Marge goes, thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody at Maggie, it's good to be here again. And I'm like, wow, you must do this every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
And then she like lights 4 cigarettes at the same time.
Oh, yeah. So then I go up, and there's 2 drunk businessmen from Boston, and I was so thankful for them, because the whole audience, quote unquote, was stand-ups, amateur stand-ups like myself. So nobody's laughing at anything, because you don't want to laugh at the guy that might take your spot or get asked to come back. So it's this very competitive, very uncomfortable setting. So the only people somewhat laughing because they were drunk were these 2 businessmen. I remember just going up and I said, I'm going to play for you guys. I looked at them and I said, you are my best friends for tonight, because you have drunk way too much beer that I can't even see your table. So you better be laughing your asses off, because I'm looking for you for support. And they're laughing, and I do my thing, and then I sit back down, and this kid is near me, and he's got this notebook, and he's sweating profusely. And he goes, oh, that's pretty good. I'm like, oh, thank you. He goes, how do you know? Memorize it. I said, what do you mean? He goes, how do you memorize it? What do you do? I'm like, oh, I bring a little note card. He goes, oh, you write down everything on your note card. And I go, oh, that's your phone, you asshole.
Good Lord.
Oh, my God.
That's so unprofessional.
It's okay. Just joking. So I sit down, and he's talking to me, and he goes, you don't have a notebook? I said, no, I don't know. I mean, I write stuff down on sheets of paper, and it's like, I don't have a formal notebook. He goes, oh, so you write down everything verbatim on the card? And I show him the card. I'm like, no, it's just keywords. And he goes, what?
You like, mind fucked that poor kid.
I did, because he goes, I went to comedy school, and they taught me to write a journal. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you obviously went to comedy school. I said, no, I never went to comedy school. What are you talking about? I'm like, you just kind of go up and do it. He's like, what? And I really messed him up because he went up there and he was fumbling through his notebook, and I felt terrible. But the other aspect of it, like, he was the nicest one there because everybody else is recording you too, which is also funny. So they're recording you, so if you get a little smile from them, that cued me in that they like it. They're probably stealing it as I speak because we're all no names.
Yep.
So I left that, and it was the most sobering experience about my future in stand-up because it's brutal, and it's true what they say. It's not easy at all.
Oh, no, it's cutthroat.
And it's cutthroat, and that environment is just so sad. You know what I mean? Because you have people that are there, and again, I don't mean to say this is probably, it's probably not everybody's experience, but you have so many people there that want so desperately to be Seinfeld or the next Conan O'Brien or David Letterman or anything like that. Everybody can't be everything, can't be those guys, can't be those people. So you have people fighting and fighting and fighting that are then at a point where they get bitter and then will screw anybody over that they possibly can in order to make it.
Well, and usually it's the people that weren't born with, like, the talent built in, and those people are like vultures.
Yeah.
That they suck up every good joke that they possibly can, spit it back out. Look at Carlos Mencia. Everything's stolen. Like, and people like call him out on it all the time, and now he doesn't have a TV show anymore. But
and he doesn't I think he does stand-up dates, but he's not nearly as popular as he was.
Because, I mean, once you get caught for doing that, I mean, like, the way I look at it is like the people that are really, really good at comedy are the ones that are like the kids that were born into money, and the people that like work really, really, really hard at comedy are like the poor kids, and they had to work for every dime that they got, and some of them are still pretty good. Yeah, it's just you have to have that like gift. That's not something that you can teach someone. That you have to be able to just talk to any living human being about anything and make it relevant, and just magically relevant. Like, you're talking to a stranger on the side of the road, and then all of a sudden he's just caught with every single word that you say because you have this like built-in superpower. Right. I don't even know what to call it. I think it's a superpower because that's my superpower. Yeah. But it's not something that can be practiced. I think it can be refined. You can make it better. Like I know plenty of people that have like the gift to where they can walk into a room and have everyone's attention without even thinking about it. It's theirs. Right. And that's why when somebody was saying like they only thought you were funny because they liked you, that's 9/10 of comedy. Right. I don't know any person that'll sit and say, well, fuck Dane Cook because I just don't like him. Right. You can sit there and you can play every single one of his funniest jokes, and they won't laugh at him because they don't like him, and that's that. There's no convincing either way. I mean, I personally like to laugh at anything that I think is funny. Even if I don't like the person, I still be like, I am so mad at you right now, but that was actually really funny. Because then at the same time, I'm thinking in my head, how can I rework this and to make it something better that I can tell later?
And that can work sometimes. That can work, but and it is tough. It's a very difficult thing to be there. And I think the best comedians are the ones that are the most honest with themselves and with the audience. Because there's some comedians that you can tell that
like George Carlin.
George Carlin. One of my friends pronounced it George Carlin, and I called him out and he ignored it. George Carlin. So I think that there's certain, and I don't know where. The only one that seems to be consistently honest currently is Louis C.K.
Oh my god!
And there's an honesty, so and that's what makes it funny because it's honest. And I would say that there's some comedians that, especially I see on Comedy Central, that may not necessarily be the most honest, but they put jokes together well, but I don't necessarily find them as funny than somebody who's talking about real life and is clever about it, and you can tell that they put their all and they're sweating it out on there. People that don't like sweat or don't look like they're really trying to piss me off when they do stand-up.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I love Pablo Francisco.
He's awesome.
Oh my god, like talk about like not putting in the sweat or whatever. He's usually soaking by the end of it. Yeah. But when he does the movie guy voice,
he's
slays
awesome.
me, kills me. I don't think people did that as much for comedy until he made it
Yes.
that good.
Yes, because you
A movie. Dum, dum,
yeah.
dum, dum. It just does like the voice. And it's
In
like,
a world, I can't even do it that well as he does, and it's amazing what he does. And there's other guys that are out there like Jim Gaffigan. I think is really funny.
He's good.
And there's I'm blanking on his name, but there's a guy, he works clean, which is pretty cool too. But he does a lot of stand up. I'm blanking on his name, so I'm not even going to bother talking about it. But I think that there's a lot of guys though, and I see coming up and that are out there that might. They're good. They get the job done. They're sort of fast food, but like the real hearty comedians, the ones that like fill you with something, make you feel something, are rare.
Do you like Nick Swardson?
I go back and forth.
Have you seen Grandma's Boy?
Yes, I know who he is. I go
okay.
back and forth with, because some of his stuff is good, but it's almost like he's overconfident.
I like seriously. Who the fuck farted?
Yeah.
Killed me.
Yeah.
I died. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Like when he came out and he just bam shot himself in the head, and then everyone's like, "Who farted?" Like that's a scenario. That is something that I believe.
Yeah.
I was there and I was watching the people on the train
Yeah.
turn and look at each other. I was like, the man's a genius. The man just put me in the element.
Yeah.
Or the only way I'd off myself is with a t-shirt gun. Like genius. Because then he's talking about his mom and being like, "Oh man, my son killed himself with a t-shirt gun." Like it's just things that
Like
no one else talks about.
I haven't seen that. To be fair, I haven't seen it, so maybe
You're like,
I haven't seen it. I saw his older stuff.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the bit that he does with the smoking weed?
No,
Every day of my life, all I do is smoke weed. I don't give a fuck.
I have not seen that.
Oh my
no.
god,
Is it good?
We're gonna have to, give Brendan his first trip on the internet.
I will. I know.
I remember the first time I used the
Speak
internet.
more about this intranet. What does it do?
What is a YouTubey? Note to self: don't say anything relatively funny when Brendan is trying to drink beer.
That's part of the problem with this cast is that whenever we start going, I'll drink and then you make me laugh and I almost throw up. It's not a problem. It would sound great on the audio, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, sharing with the audience.
Sharing with the audience. Let's switch gears, man.
What gear do we want to switch to? Right now we're on gear 1.
We're on gear 1.
We're pedaling a whole lot and not getting very far.
No, which is good.
If we go to gear 2, we got to put that extra muscle, but we
can
go fast.
because we're good with that.
Okay, so what's gear number 2?
We haven't really talked about video games in a while, man. I know. What have you been playing lately?
Year?
What
you know
comes
what
out?
game comes out this year? You know what game comes out this year? I'm asking you one more time. You know what game comes out this year?
I have an option. Let me see if I can guess. BioShock.
That's my sad sound. Okay, try again. That game does come out this year.
Raider?
BioShock Infinite. That's not the one I was talking about, but that game does come out this year.
There's one more. Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
When does that one come out?
I have no idea. It comes out 2013.
Have you always been a fan of Grand Theft Auto?
Yes. Let me break it down. I loved Grand Theft Auto 1 and Grand Theft Auto 2 and Grand Theft Auto 79
when they had the top down.
London. Yeah, when it was just look down.
When it was top down, it was mostly about steal this car, run away from police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to work with the Yakuzas. Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then
my dad walks into the room. What are you doing? I'm working for the Yakuza. Shut up. Leave me alone.
I have to steal these cars, Dad. It's a big thing. Leave me alone. Don't embarrass me for my Yakuza friends.
I ran into a pill, and all of a sudden I've got a machine gun, and I'm mowing down 50 people in the street. Just don't talk to me right now. It's really serious stuff.
It's serious stuff, Dad. I have 5 stars.
No, see, and then my brother picked up Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was not excited about how it was going to be like down on the ground. I was like, it was that different experience. Then I played it, and I went, all right, I should just shut up and stop talking. And then it kept going. It was you had Vice City, and then you had San Andreas, and then you had all of the PSP games and like the mobile games, and you had Grand Theft Auto 4, and it was just like it was just a steamroll of fuck cool video games. Yeah. And in this one, you have 3 main characters. You're going back to California,
which is awesome.
What's it? Los Santos.
Los Santos, yes.
Yeah, and it's huge. Yeah. It's gorgeous. They have planes. They have. I think they're bringing parachutes back.
Yes.
The amount of stuff that they're putting. They said that this game is as big as San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 4 put together.
Oh wow!
Like size wise,
yeah.
But not like saying like we covered the state of California. It's saying the in-game, like the pixels
Right.
and stuff, it takes up a huge amount of space just for the.
Well, how many do they say? Like that says to me that on 360 it's gonna be like 3 discs, because PlayStation can handle that.
Well, I mean, if anything, what they'll do is they'll probably have an install disc, and then have a play disc,
Right.
which I'd be okay with. That's fine.
But they don't. They've been doing a lot lately, though. Which game was it that I was playing? Oh, different story altogether. But I'll get back to it later. But there's some games that were like it wasn't necessarily an install disc. Like Mass Effect 3 had like 3 discs to it.
That's true.
They weren't. One wasn't an install disc. One was like start playing the game. They're like, oh, you want to travel here? Put this disc in.
Yeah, and that was right away too.
Yeah, which was really annoying. Because especially with the DLC they had, you had to like jump to the second disc for it to work. It was terrible. But go back to Grand Theft Auto. You're obviously a big fan. I never played San Andreas.
Oh my goodness!
I skipped San Andreas.
San Andreas is awesome. You could work out. You could get buff.
I know. I remember that.
Or you could get fat. Whatever you chose. And the way that they put the city together, it made sense. Like when you were driving around, because like that was one of the things I didn't like about 3. Like it was cool, and it was. They really wanted to do New York, but they didn't have the capabilities. So like a lot of it was disjointed, but it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. And then Vice City was just, in my opinion, too small. It was big. It was a big game. But like if they were to redo that one, that whole area could have been huge.
Vice City was the one I had the most fun with.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
And
you
the
could buy the
music was
mansion.
great. Oh, the mansion was awesome.
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, that was always on.
And you're driving around.
And then your friend betrayed you.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
sad.
I was expecting it.
I was expecting it too, but I was still sad.
Oh, you were okay.
I was sad.
That's because
Tommy's
a sucker.
What was your character? Tommy something?
Vicetti?
Vicetti. Tommy Vicetti. Yeah. Ray Liotta.
I really feel like they're going to do a really cool job with this one.
I hope so.
I mean, okay, because 4, great graphics, storyline, interesting.
Right.
Died out real quick though for me. For
me too. I never finished it.
Well, I beat it, and then all of the side stuff, I never really wanted to do it
because I think it was almost too redemptive, in my opinion. Like you kind of want to play a badass. You know, you're already in a ridiculous setting. You can blow up cars and get the army to chase you. I don't really need this emotional background of a struggling guy trying to just make it, and he's trying to be good, but why build that narrative when you can go beat up a hooker whenever that narrative cutscene's done?
Grand Theft Auto.
Right, but you know what I mean? But then why try? Why just embrace it? Your guy is a jerk. You know what I mean? Your guy's an asshole. Let him just be that person.
That's true.
Why are you trying to make him have a love interest? Why you have to go on dates? I hate it. I'm like, and then your cousin calls you all the time. It's like real life. People call you. You don't want to hang out with them. And then I would play the game. I'm like, this is so annoying.
I mean, it was a shot at real life.
I forgot about that. And your cell phone pops up. It's like, hey, Nico, it's your cousin. Why
don't you answer my calls?
Yeah. Don't you want to go out? Let's play pool, man. Let's have a good time. I'm like, what is this? Is like real life when I ignore my parents' phone calls and my friends I don't like to talk to phone calls.
That's what I just did before.
Right. Isn't it annoying?
Then why are they calling me while I'm podcasting? I said.
I know.
I was podcasting.
And then they automatically... And then it's just like, it automatically make you do it. Then you lose steam with a certain girl if you don't answer her phone calls. And it's like, my God, in real life, I can barely keep.
You're so needy.
Right. In real life, I deal with that. You know what I mean? Like needy women and women that don't want to talk to me at all. So why am I going to then play that in a video game and remind myself of that? A video game should escape, not remind me of.
See, that's why they made that, though. Because there are people out there that aren't as fortunate as us. That don't have social lives. Or women that want or don't want us.
Yeah, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, get it out of there. Let me blow something up.
That's true. That's what I did most of the time.
Because then what would be funny to me is that you'd be starting a mission and then the phone would ring and it would be right in the middle of the mission. It'd be like, hey, Nico, let's go to play darts. And you're like, I'm getting chased by Yakuza and Mafia men. I can't hang out with you right now, bro.
You know what I used to like to do? I used to like to go to the top of a hill in my car and then just let it roll backwards. And hit someone, and then go up a little bit, and then just let it roll down a little bit, and roll back over them. And the date would be like, "Why are we going?"
Yeah. Or
be like,
you crash your
car. Shut up! Just let me get over this stress right now.
And the best was when you would go out on a date, and you could like really rear end a car terribly and have your car smoke and they'd still stay with you. But if you got into the point where it was about to explode, you're like, I'm out of here, I'm done. If I was on a date with somebody and I got into a fender bender, the date would be over. They wouldn't be like, this is still cool. We'll just hang out, keep driving.
We'll get ice cream.
We'll get ice cream afterward. This is like you are almost murdering your date by driving that dangerously, and she's totally cool with it.
Yeah, let me stop by the local store so I can get an ice pack for your head. Sorry, I smacked that back.
I know I ran over 5 people to drive you back home, but can we still have sex?
Murderer isn't a capital offense in this video
game. Just be cool while we get a new paint job, and then they'll totally not recognize us.
I won't see us. We can make out while they're painting the car. I don't know. I feel like 5 is going to be fun. I don't know, because I like the prospect of having 3 main characters, because that means
I do too.
The stories are going to intertwine, but they'll each have their independent story and the main narrative.
As long as there's nobody that is going to be calling.
Oh, that's going to happen.
Nico!
They're going to have smartphones.
Oh, vomit.
People are going to be like, yo, look at what I just Instagrammed.
Oh.
I hope not. I'm just teasing.
I know, but you know that's
just the concept.
Well, you had to go to
scary.
a computer cafe for couple of the missions, for the date missions and stuff. Why does this guy not have internet at his house? Why do I go to a cafe? It was terrible.
It was the time. It
was vomiting.
He just had to dial up.
So you're excited for that?
I'm excited for that. And you had said Tomb Raider. That looks amazing.
That looks weird because Tomb Raider is a franchise that really lost its way, in my opinion. I think it got really too obsessed with itself, and it was not interesting.
It was one of those games that it turned the corner as everybody's starting to walk away. They're like, hold on 2 seconds. I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick, and got stuck.
Yeah, and then they tried to do, because the original concept was, here's a cool girl that is exploring a tomb, and there's natural danger. She might not be able to make the jump. There's snakes. There's a tiger. And you got to go underwater. Like, that concept of exploring, very cool. And then they kind of like
fabric optional, pretty much.
Yeah,
that one.
Which was
She had like no clothes.
She had no clothes on, which is so unrealistic.
Huge boobs.
Yes.
No one can run and jump and do all those things with boobs that big.
No, it was
not
terrible.
Possible.
And then the second and third one is kind of like they kept upping the ante. They're like, we're going to have people chase her that are humans too. And I was like, And then there's one that is literally just straight up her robbing people's homes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not really cool. Like, she can shoot people. They had like a targeting. I think they had a target mechanism on that particular game. I forget what it was called, like Tomb Raider Legends or Tomb Raider, something like that. Then it went away for a while. Now it's coming back and it looks awesome. And it's kind of revamping the origin of Lara Croft and taking her from the very, very, very beginning before she really became a Tomb Raider. And it looks like almost early 20s, late teens Lara Croft.
Yeah, she's young.
Whose family is kidnapped or something like that, and she has to fight to find them through the jungle and fight mercenaries and stuff like that. They haven't really released too much about the story besides, hey, it's Lara Croft, but before she became Tomb Raider.
And it looks good.
Gorgeous. It looks gorgeous.
Looks so good. Like, I've never wanted to see someone that badly hurt and trying to get out of a trap hanging from the ceiling, which they could probably die.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to see that before until I heard that game was coming out. And I was like, and she's hot?
Yes. Yes. That one looks good to me. I want to play that.
I know you're amped for BioShock.
I'm amped for BioShock Infinite, and I'm a huge BioShock fan.
He's huge.
I'm a huge fan. Nico, I'm a huge fan of BioShock. Come and play with me.
Hey, we're gonna go to that game stuff.
Let me touch
Why
you.
Is my accent Italian?
Yeah, you just.
I am off today.
It's me. I'm Mario. Nico, call me sometime, huh? Let's go play BioShock.
Let's drive on the highway. Use the blue torture shell. No, I'm doing it on purpose now because I'm stuck. I'm just stuck.
City of Rapture was cool. Good concept. Excellent idea. But the thing for me was that it was a little redundant when they got the BioShock 2. Like, you're still stuck underwater. Like, where can this franchise go? And I thought it died out. And then Ken Levine, the guy who did originally BioShock, it was back. He did not do BioShock 2, and he reinvented the world. Now you're in an air city, and it's almost based on Revolutionary American War concepts, where it's very pro-American, and it just looks awesome. You have a skyhook that you can go on rails.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited. That's the coolest looking thing ever.
Yeah.
And you can battle.
Yeah. And you get like in different, and the concepts are there, like the weapons again that you used to be able to do, and it just looks like such a cool game. And it's a bit more story driven, where you're not so much of a nameless person. You're like your Booker, your name's something Booker something.
Booker T.
Booker T. Is it really Booker T?
Scissor kick. I'm sorry.
Can you dig it?
I went into WW.
I know it's okay.
E.
Five time. So, nerds. So I'm just excited because I think the concept's going to be cool, and I like those games a lot, and I think it's going to be awesome. So I'm very psyched about it.
Now, have you heard anything about what happened with THQ?
I did talk about it though.
I'm like, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And then for a while it looked like it was going to happen.
Right.
And then they kind of like turned around a little bit, and
Right.
it looked like there might be some light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And it just shut off this week.
Yep.
I was scared because of the South Park game, which
Right.
what is it? The
Stick of Truth.
Stick of Truth, yeah.
Stick of Truth, yeah.
Once I heard that game got
Yeah.
announced, I was like a little schoolgirl. I was just like, "Eee, I'm so excited!"
Yeah.
And then what was the other? Darksiders still hasn't even gotten bid for yet.
No.
But I think the people that make Bayonetta want to buy it.
Yes.
And then what was the other? What was it?
I know. Well, speaking of WWE license
WWE, yeah.
is now taking over. I think
Was it
Take-Two took it.
Yeah.
The Homefront series
Homefront. That was the one I was thinking.
was bought up. I forget which company, but some company bought that up. Homefront 2 was in development.
Is it the one that makes? Was it Crytek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crytek 3 though I think was also in. Wasn't that one of the Take-Twos?
No, it was.
We need to
C
produce
game.
this show better so we can have this in front of us.
CR game.
Crynus, if you're listening to this.
Wearing a biosuit. I didn't play this game.
Oh,
Really heavy graphics.
Let's skip it.
Okay, screw it.
Next time we're going to actually bring in articles so we can
put
read
notes.
from them. So far, 4 shows in, absolutely no concept of how to produce this thing.
You know what? And I still say in the now almost 4.5 hours or 3.5 hours of doing this without notes, not bad. Not bad. I remember Clinkies.
Yeah.
I just broke it.
Chris's hand is bleeding.
I'm dying. Hey, Nick.
But we will still pod.
We will pod on. I don't need a hand.
The other game I want to play is the new Splinter Cell. I forget the name of it, but I loved Splinter Cell. It was awesome.
I heard they had this new concept where it's stealth.
There's a little bit of stealth, but I think they went from a stealth game.
That was my sarcasm.
I'm sorry, I missed it. I was like, Chris, it's always been about stealth. Sorry, I zoned out. It went right over my what happened?
I need my sound effects.
I looked at you like you were a fake person. They moved from stealth to sort of this action hybrid, stealth hybrid, which they did in Splinter Cell Conviction, which was kind of cool. Did you play Conviction?
No, I don't play Splinter Cell games.
Okay, you got to get
it. Looks cool though. I want to play it.
You should play Conviction because it's different. It's different than what you're used to. Trust me. Play it. Play it.
Doing my dying face.
Play it. Play it. Play it.
I'll try it.
Okay. This one takes place because the storyline, Sam Fisher was retired from his company, Third Echelon, in Conviction. They call him back in. He saves the President of the United States. This one takes up where now Sam Fisher, because Third Echelon is the company he worked for, the government agency, is dissolved. Now I think it's something called like Fourth Echelon, where it's just all Sam Fisher. And the concept is so cool because you are infiltrating terrorist camps in one of the demos they did. But because now you are also the man in charge, there's a section where you have to like get past a tank, and there's no way to do it without calling for backup. So you can go into this mini screen, and it's like a mini game where you're calling somebody that's on a warship to shoot a Scud missile.
What?
So you're like, hit this, and then you're like, Sam, you got to get a little bit closer to light with the smoke, and you're like, okay, and then you kind of have to sneak around, throw a smoke grenade, and then you hear a guy goes, what the and then it blows up, and then you hear, go Sam, go, this is your cover, and then you're kind of negotiating amongst the smoke and taking guys out while you're walking behind the tank.
That sounds fun.
So the concept is now that you can do these surgical strikes in certain areas, and now you're you're literally a one-man army because you can now take on bigger things, whereas Splinter Cell normally focused on these sort of tight terrorist cells that you had to infiltrate, or you had to that infiltrate or just straight up take down.
I'm just going to keep agreeing like I know.
I know. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. So that series is cool, and again we've talked about this before, but we're heading closer and closer rapidly toward E3, where and Nintendo and Sony are kind of playing some gamesmanship here. I've read some articles where I believe it was Sony that said we'll wait for Microsoft to make their announcement.
Yeah,
and it's funny, which is fine, but I mean, just release it. I think they don't want one to steal their thunder over the other. But,
of course. I mean, I don't care. I just want it.
Yeah, I just want it too. I want 720. I want Xbox 4, whatever it's going to be. 4 now, right? I mean, PlayStation 4.
Xbox 3.
Xbox 3, PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Let's play.
I just want it. I want to buy it, and I don't care what the features are. I'm going to give them my money.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's the people that they're trying to get are the people that don't play video games and don't buy it, because they're turning everything into home entertainment centers.
Right. And what's funny though too is Nintendo actually did a really good job. Did you hear about Nintendo's announcement this week?
There was quite a few stuff going on with Nintendo.
Well, it was the Nintendo. What is it called? Not Wii.
Wii U.
Wii U. It was almost like they released it and didn't want to tell anybody about it.
Kind of, sort of. I really was scared for it because I thought it was going to have the Dreamcast effect.
Right. So now Nintendo did their own announcement where they kind of said, we're not really waiting for a convention to do. We're just going to make this announcement where they announced a new Zelda, an HD Zelda, for the first time, which is awesome.
Is it Wind Waker?
Wind Waker, they're going to re-release. They talked about Mario Kart, a new Mario World, and a few other games that were cool. And it was the first time I was looking at it, like, I might purchase it.
I want one just because of the Zombie U game. That game looks so cool.
That looks awesome. I want to play that, and I would play the Arkham City Armor Edition, see how that looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting.
You have a hard on for Batman. I have a hard on for Batman, too. It's okay.
I might go back and play Arkham City because it's such a fun game.
Stop, thinking about notes.
Yeah.
And preparing things.
Yeah.
We have to do a Batman episode.
Oh, we're going to do a whole Batman episode.
Why haven't we, thought more about this?
I don't know, because I think we're so excited. We just want to talk to each other.
I know.
We're like girls. We're like little girls. Hey.
I'll bring my lipstick next time.
I already have some. Borrow mine.
Oh, sweet. I'll be ready to go to the bar later.
I'd fuck me. It puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose.
And now we've gotten to the darker portion.
Now we got weird.
The dark portion got cut out earlier.
Dark. No, I will be cutting that one out because that was terrible.
That was bad.
That was terrible.
So bad.
But it was funny. But it was like I came out of left field. That just was never speaking about that again. But
he's talking about doing anal, and that's never ever appropriate.
Never appropriate.
It's an exit hole only.
Oh, that's a PSA we just did there. So,
bong bong bong. Kids, anal, only an exit hole.
Take it from Uncle Chris. Hi kids, Uncle Chris here.
I'm just going to sip on my cup of Joe and tell you about anal.
Back in my day, let's talk about some butt.
And snorting is now on the podcast.
Let's talk about butt.
Oh, God.
Back when your Uncle Chris was a young man, it was all about the butt.
Butt was in.
Butt was in. Butt was cool.
Butt was selling like hotcakes.
But guess what? Butt ain't cool no more.
Now, honest question. Have you ever seen hotcakes selling that well?
No.
Okay.
I think it's a lie.
I just wanted to make sure. I get nervous about these things sometimes.
I know you do, right? Let's talk about butt.
Let's talk about butts.
That should be the name of our podcast. Just talk about butts.
The only butts telethon show.
You lost me.
I lost it.
You were so excited. The only
butts today show.
What? Huh? Where am I?
I lost Brendan. And then I threw up.
So I'm looking forward to that. Let's go back to Splinter Cell, anti-terrorism, and butts. They all go together. Looking forward to that game, but I think the new Xbox and I think the new PlayStation are going to be fun. I want to buy the Wii U. It looks weird, but it's a fun weird. Like Nintendo Land, like their online world, I think I'm too old for it. That's the only concern I have.
You get to put it on your phone now. You know how because
on my flip phone?
Yeah, well, no.
Can't do it on my flip phone.
Okay, not on Brendan's phone. For the viewers that have smartphones, they have you can add your Miiverse or whatever, like with your person, and then you can talk with other people. But it'll be on your cell phone. Kind of like how Xbox has theirs.
Yeah.
Xbox has like the smart glass, and then you can message people that are online. Like, I've used it before where someone would be like, hey, there's 3 of us. We're all going to play Black Ops together. What are you doing? Hold on, I'll be there in like 20 minutes. And I was like, I couldn't do that with people that I hardly know and don't have phone numbers for.
I have to send a mass text, I have to individually select everybody's name. I have to go to T9, go T9 up a message, click send, and then my friends are all on iPhone, so they're sending me these messages that my phone is interpreting as media messages, so it has to download it.
Oh yeah, the MMS. I hate iPhones.
And then it just blows up my phone, and it's nauseous. It's terrible. I hate it.
Well, to take a page out of Dave Chappelle, you're just jealous.
I am thinking about maybe getting an iPhone. Maybe.
You're so full of shit.
I know.
You're just like bashing it, and then you're like, I'm thinking about getting an iPhone.
maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
I mean, it's a goodbye. I guess people buy them. They sell.
I don't like them for
Some
a lot
people
of because
own
I don't
them.
want to be that connected. I don't want to find Facebook because I find myself on Facebook a lot as is. I don't want to be able to have it at the touch of my hands. You know what I mean?
My guess is that you get a smartphone and you get Instagram, this shit's just going to hit the fan.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking pictures all the time.
All the time. That's what happened to me. I had it for like a month and I have 130 photos on there. I know people that have had it for like a year and they're up to like 50.
Oh my God.
I just I want to click the button. It makes me want to.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that piece of dirt that's lying awkwardly with the shadow behind it. Mine. No one else has
No
that
one
on
else has
Instagram.
And do you put a filter on it?
Oh, I put a filter on everything. I put filters on it consciously. Like, I know that what I'm doing is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, putting a filter on something to make it look better, I already know it's stupid.
It's dumb. Yeah.
Because I understand photography. Like,
You're a great photographer.
Yeah, I've shot weddings. I do my own stuff. So, like, I do it purposefully for the tween feeling, I guess you want to call it, where I'm like, I'm cool, look at what I did. Not thinking that I'm being artistic whatsoever. Right. There are those people, though, and they make me nervous. Right. They make me nervous for life.
They're terrifying. Yeah.
They're the ones that yes, seriously. Like, they're the ones that are making me like, these are the kids that are coming out of school these days. Instagram's artistic. Nope.
They're scary. It's scary.
Pre-programmed crap for your eyeballs.
So that's my fear.
Put the content.
That's my fear. So now I'm, in addition to having a game console, I'm going to have an iPhone. I got to update, and I don't want any of that. That's why my fear I'm a pure single player. I don't like multiplayer. Never been a fan of it. I like the localized multiplayer. We have a friend over, play some games. Online, I'm never good at it. I don't care to put the time and investment in upgrading my dude, whoever the hell I'm playing. My fear is we're moving to consoles that are going to be so reliant on multiplayer and interactivity and go on our website and being online all the time.
Yeah, that's going to be
that the single player genre of games,
your life in the cloud,
right? And the storyline driven, like a Batman Arkham City or even some of the Assassin's Creed games, are going to not exist in the future. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, party games, come and hang out. I'm like, no, I don't want party games.
It's so expensive to make those games, though. Like, if you think about it, like just Batman. Batman's got a lot of money behind it.
Right.
Like, it's a big property right now, especially with the movies coming out and whatnot. For smaller games, that stuff's expensive.
Like, I don't know if an Assassin's Creed can get made. You know what I mean? Now that's a franchise that can't be made. But, like, if you were introducing the concept today, I don't know if it would get off the ground.
A lot of the new IPs just don't. I don't think have enough new things, or it has to be like, it has to introduce a new technology to make it more relevant, more digestible.
It's just terrible. That's what makes me nervous. I like playing my normal one single player. Again, only child. That's what I did. All it was about was one player before internet happened. Really, you had AOL, but nobody was able to do that.
The only game that I'm okay with being like episodic was The Walking Dead. That had like part 1, part 2 through part 5.
That one I'm not really too. It's more like the multiplayer aspect, like having to play online multiplayer.
Oh, well.
Not like downloadable content. I'm cool with that because that's still a single player driven.
Well, no,
story.
But I mean, that one was like it came out in chunks.
That one, that concept I'm fine with. It's a concept of a game that is built around. You're like, this conversation's over. But
no. I thought I was thinking in my head. I was like, I just went way.
You went on a different direction. That's okay. But I'm looking at the games that are built around the multiplayer where you have to put the disc in, play online with others. Like, that's what you buy, like a Call of Duty. You don't really buy it for the story. You're buying it because you want to blow up your friends and go online and be competitive.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think all games will get there. I think there are going to be those people that want them. And they're going to keep making them. And hopefully, with time, they learn how to make it good for everybody.
Right.
They're starting to. They're trying really hard. I mean, like Call of Duty 4, I thought was a great game. And then it became huge with the multiplayer. And then which led into Modern Warfare 2, which could have been such a better story.
Right.
But that one, they realized, they're like, we have a jackpot with this multiplayer shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's because that's their bread and butter at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, of course.
But still, at the same time, I'm like, that makes me scary. Me scared. Why? That makes me scary.
Scared.
That makes me scary.
Something's gonna happen. Don't worry, I'm here to take care of you.
That's the most terrifying.
I know.
Sound. Don't worry, Daddy's back.
I'm gonna sit at your door all night.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, gross. Where are we?
With a bottle of booze.
Hey,
it's scene appropriate. Scene appropriate.
So those are the games. Any other games you're looking forward to that we might have missed?
I don't know. Have you ever played? Oh shoot, the people that made The Binding of Isaac. They made Super Meat Boy. You ever played those? They're like indie games that became really big. They're porting, supposedly from what I've heard, taking The Binding of Isaac and moving it to PSP with the touch. So I thought that would be cool. It's basically it's like a Zelda dungeon scroll, like old school Zelda.
Oh, okay.
And it's randomly generated every single time. Every single time you go into it, the dungeons change. There's a different boss every floor.
Good lord.
But it's like some of the most creepy, like dark imagery. Like you play this child who is running into the basement of his house, which is like it's like hell basically. He's being chased by his mother, who is being told by God to kill him, and it's supposed to be it's telling the story of Isaac.
So it's heartwarming.
Yes, it's very heartwarming. It's a tale for the whole family.
It's about family, yeah.
Yeah. And then you kill enemies with your tears because you're scared. So he's blinking and shooting out tears at the enemies.
This sounds terrible.
Oh my god, it's so good. It is one of the best games I've ever played. It's so good. Like the animation and everything on it is like spot on. It looks great.
Ugh.
It is scary. And like I got scared the first time I played it. I got to like the second boss and I was just like, I really don't want to die because I'm afraid I'm gonna get this kid killed. I don't want him to die. They're actually coming out with another game like that too. The whole premise is you're playing as a toddler. And everything around you super fucked up. And there's a huge like revolt against it online. Like parents are just like, how could you play as a child where death and gruesome stuff's going on? And you're not like, we're not designing the game, or they're not designing the game to be played from the point of you want the kid to die. They're making the game. We want you to be scared.
Right. We
want you to be like, I got to get away from this. Like I don't want this person to die because I care about him now. And except it's a child, so now you're like, no, little kid, turn right.
All of this
turn
sounds
right.
terrible.
Turn right. You got to see it. You got to look at it, and then you'll.
I don't want to look at this.
You don't want to look
terrible.
at it. It looks scary. It's too much for you. Can't handle it.
The tears, that part, I'm just like, stop.
No, and then you can wear Jesus's crown of thorns.
What? Get out of here. No, you're lying.
And then
Are you lying?
The tears turn to blood.
Are you lying?
You do blood tears.
You're lying
I
right now.
Shit you not. This is a real game.
You're lying. You're a liar. You're a dirty liar.
One of them is it's a power up that you pick up. It's called Little Maggie, I think, and it's your aborted sister.
This is terrible.
It floats around and shoots little things out of its mouth.
You were making me sad.
They have.
No, I don't want. No, you know what? Stop. I don't want to know anymore.
The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse that you can fight.
Don't want to know anything else.
At the end, you fight your mom, and you have to kill your mom.
This is a terrible
It's a real game. I'm telling you, it's a real thing.
You're a liar. We're learning towards the end of this that you're a liar, and that you like weird games.
After this podcast is over, I'm going to show him it on YouTube, and he's going to take back everything he just said.
No,
much fun.
I'm going to still own up to it, and it's still going to make
his
me
Catholic
sad.
guilt is going to make him want to play this game.
As a Catholic, I need to condemn this, and I'm going to sign a petition when I get online. You terrible, terrible man.
It's a lot of fun though. It's like it's an interesting concept, but they're going to put it on a PSP, so I thought that would be cool.
I don't like where we went. I really don't. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know you anymore.
You just have to look at it. You have to see it.
I'll look at it, but I'm not going to like it.
It's cartoony, so it's
not...
Oh,
stop. Hitler Youth were cartoony. Seriously.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I was like, oh, they're just little boys and girls in Hitler Youth outfits.
Oh yeah, no,
they're nothing to bother with.
No,
they went terrible.
They were terrible. That was actually literal terribleness.
Terribleness. All right, we need to wrap this up.
We need to wrap this up.
We're clocking in the hour because an hour seems like a good solid time.
Yeah. Well, the first time we went like an hour and 20, I think,
which is
because we didn't know how to shut.
We didn't know how to shut. We're like, goodbye.
I'm afraid to breathe because words keep coming out of my mouth.
So, final thoughts. What are you looking forward to for next week? Something on the horizon that's exciting
for next week.
What's happening to you next week? Something that's fun.
The fucking Super Bowl.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. The Super Bowl's happening.
Skip this week. Who cares about the Pro Bowl?
Pro Bowl. That's what I was gonna say. Pro Bowl. F you.
Oh man, you. Well, it's not technically. It's next week. It's like because it's Sunday,
right?
But it's that next weekend, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Like I can't wait.
I think I'm looking forward to what's your Super Bowl pick?
I think the Niners are going to take it.
I think so too.
And I love the amount of stories that are going into it. You've got like Joe Flacco, who needs to prove himself, versus Kaepernick, who he's only played like 8 games or 9 games.
I know
this
Kaepernick's
year.
Just like running around like still doesn't. I don't think understand that he's in the NFL.
I don't think he knows.
He doesn't know.
He's going to hit someone and get hit really hard, and he's going to be like, and the reality's going to set in. And then you have the brothers coaching against each other. This is totally cool. But yes, Niners. All the way.
Niners all the way?
Right. I never root for the AFC. I'm always an NFC rooter. Unless the Raiders are there. If the Raiders
are there, you're looking at my blanket right now.
I was staring at it.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. I hope the Raiders make it sometime in my lifetime.
They did.
But like in my lifetime where I'm actually like more into football than
okay, yeah.
I'm backing it out toward to now, like to like 3 years ago when I got really into football, which is a podcast for another time. We can talk about another time. Yeah. What I'm looking forward to, talking to you next week, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's it for the OBT show. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.